Aw shit. Here we go again. Okay, hi people. Today we're playing Guitar Hero, or Clone Hero again, I mean, or bruh, I mean, or meme. Yeah. Okay, hi people. Today we're actually gonna play Clone Hero for like the billionth time, and this time we're actually gonna play Flamingo. So yeah.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
By the way, it's only taps, so it makes it a bit easier. Oh my lord.
なんであいつらはピンク？動物園で思ったピンク食べ物でそうなんだ。実は私はたらこが大好きプラスエビカニ食べよう。ピンク色になるのだからみんな違う色。人間って勘違いしてるよね。Black, white, green or blue Show off your natural hue Flamingo, oh 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 If you're multicolored, that's cool too. You don't need to change. It's boring being the same. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. You're pretty either way. 鶴の尻尾下に向かって曲げたらフラミンゴ意味不明だけど面白いでしょ虹色に染まった世界今日も地球のどこかでエビをむしゃむしゃ食べてフラミンゴはピンク色に染まっていくぜ One, two, three
Solid.
Black, white, green or blue Show off your natural hue Flamingo, oh 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 If you're multicolored, that's cool too You don't need to change It's boring being the same Flamingo, oh 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 You're pretty either way Flamingo How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. Green or blue, show off your natural hue. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. If you're multicolored, that's cool too. You don't need to change. It's boring being the same. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. You're pretty either way. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. Pink. Flamingo, oh 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 oh.
Yeah. Is anybody even watching? No? Okay. Reasonable. No time to do this. I give up. No, what buttons to press?
I'm Goofy Goober! You're a Goofy Goober! We're all Goofy Goobers! Goofy, Goofy, Goober, Goober! Put your toys away! Well, all I gotta say when you tell me not to play, I say no way! No way! No, 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 no way! I'm a kid, you say. When you say I'm a kid, I say it again. And then I say thank you very much.
to only tap. I feel like they would even work out the time. Third live stream to be about Guitar Hero, indeed. I give up on that. Should I do guitar? No. Never mind, I will. Or I'll probably just do something else. You must enjoy it. Yeah, I do. It is pretty fun. Don't know what to do. Hi, hey GD Gershon. Also, by the way, you've been here for a while. You probably deserve mods, but there you go. You don't stop me now. Yo. Yeah, hey GD Gershon.
I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel
yellow?
alive.
I think I hit yellow. Damn it.
And the world, I'll turn it inside out. Yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now.
Okay.
Stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. The shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the law.
By the way, I'm playing bass guitar, so like the bass here in the background, that's what I'm playing.
Like Lady Godiva, I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop
Wait, guitar power.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Stop me 'cause I'm having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
Blast.
I'm a rocket ship on
I
my way
agree.
to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload. Like an atom bomb about to explode. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you.
Ooh, okay. How do you star power? That took a turn. What did? Like, what looked at the lyrics? Lyrics, yeah. I know. Sex for sure. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to. I was kind of like, what?
I'm having
Oh,
such
sex.
a good time. I'm having a ball. Stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Stop me 'cause I'm having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
Here we go, hit the left
Da,
hook.
da, da, da.
Good there.
Da,
Oh,
da.
hey. That's you on Discord, right? It's you on the Discord server, right? Oof. Oof. Oh, that's caps. Oof. It is I. I'm gonna assume it said Theodore. Ratman, yes. Ratman. Ratman indeed. I'm gonna call Brutus. Bruh. Bang around. Need to show that scream, that like hey, without the bass or whatever, it sounds so bad. Feel the hey. Yeah, just a hot second. Okay. Good. Well, it's not picking up, so that's sad. Shit. Okay. How went well? You bruh. You crawling this. Okay. 88. Could be better. Crab Rave. Bruh. Yeah. Crab. Wait, crab. Okay. Very good. I literally had to count to 4. I'm an idiot. Okay, this is a hard level. It's a hard chart. Like. But and also it's a dead meme, so I mean like just even more reason. 1-2 oatmeal. One. Wait. There's also only taps. Hang on. Okay. That's how you truly do it. One. Okay, anyway, let's actually do it.
1, 2, hotmail, Kirby is a guy. 1, 2, hotmail, because Kirby is very cute. 1, 2, hotmail, Kirby is a guy. 1, 2, hotmail, because Kirby is very cute. Kirby. Hater, Kirby is so happy, this is something Kirby inherited image. Hater, Kirby is so happy, something he can be. She's such a guy. Here comes Kirby to meet her to she's attacked by King. Jenna swings his body. Defeat. What a triumph is that? Here comes Kirby to meet project because he's attacked by King Diddy. Midnight swings defeat. What a triumph is.
Oh, I didn't get that. What a triumph.
1, 2, hotmail. Kirby is a guy. 1, 2, hotmail because Kirby is very cute. 1, 2, hotmail. Kirby is guy. 1, 2, hotmail because Kirby is very cute. Kirby inherited his enemies, make it hater. Be so happy that something geek because inherited his and make it hater. Kirby so happy something God. He comes Kirby to meet to project because he's attacked by King Diddy. Midnight swings it one King Diddy defeat. What a triumph is that? He comes Kirby to meet a project because he's attacked by King Diddy. Midnight swings this one King Diddy defeat. What a triumph is that?
What? This is what audio sounds like when you use a Windows built-in recording device. Okay.
Triumph is that?
Okay, there you go. I know because the DDD. I agree. Screw it, we'll do like an actual song album. Bro. What do I like do this right? Or yeah. None of you will understand this, but okay. I am doing. We all have our own music tastes, it's totally fine if you don't really love me. I can't stand it. I know you're playing it. I'ma set it straight this one again. I can't stand rocking when I'm in hand. Guns to crystal ball lights so crystal clear. So while you sit back and wonder why I got this thorn in my side. Oh my God, it's a mirage. I'm telling you all it's sabotage. So listen up, 'cause you can't say nothing. You shut me down with the push of your blood, but yo, I'm left and I'm gone. I tell you now, I keep it on and on. Wow, are you? Wow. Not oh. What? Bad glue. Okay. I give up. I need like a meme that I haven't played for like 2 billion years. Please. I need to FC something else. All these are like really hard. At least some part. Well, with the exception of we are number 1, of course. Because, yeah, Flamingo? You want me to play Flamingo? Okay, I'll play Flamingo for you. I started out the stream with it, but sure, I'll play it. Okay.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. なんであいつらはピンク？動物園で思ったピンク食べ物でそうなんだ実は私はたらこが大好きプラスエビカニ食べようピンク色になるのだからみんな違う色人間って勘違いしてるよね Black, white, green or blue Show off your natural hues and lingo Oh, 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 oh If your multicolored, that's cool too You don't need to change It's boring being the same
The other two challenges are... The other two channels are challenged me... These other two channels challenged me in a sub war. Oh. What are they? So... Like, how many subs do you even have? I never even, like, really thought about that. Yeah, but good luck if you're gonna actually participate. 36? Oh, wow. Oh, okay, this was a day ago, okay. Subscriber war. I need your help. Okay. Time to shout him out. 36? Yeah, you have 36. I'm in the lead. That's good. Okay. I know there's not too many people on stream, but everybody sub to him. Like, literally, Loser Ash, subscribe to him right now. I'm already subbed. But Loser Ash, you sub to him, and anybody who joins the stream, sub to him. And I might make a shout out video.
意味不明だけど面白いでしょ虹色に染まった世界今日も地球のどこかでエビをむしゃむしゃ食べてフラミンゴはピンク色に染まっていくぜ One, two, three
Solid, okay.
Black, white, green or blue
Whoa, slow down with your rapid Russian. Okay, oh my god. Okay. Google Translate. Oh my god. And then English, okay. RAM and, what? RAM and a processor with a radiator fan speed and... What? Okay, guys, you need to see this. I'm so confused. Okay, look. RAM and a processor speed with a radiator fan speed and... enlightenment. Okay. I have no clue what in God's name you're trying to say here. Okay, let's pull it up again. I'm just gonna say, like... Okay, Russian. I'm assuming at least. Yeah, let's double check. Yeah, okay. So I don't speak Russian, and even after translating it, I still am very confused. I'm gonna say, are you asking about my PC specs?
Я не говорю по-русски, и даже после перевода я все еще в замешательстве. Вы спрашиваете о моих характеристиках ПК?
ПК. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Show off your natural hue, flamingo.
Am I a boy or a girl? I am a boy.
That's cool too. You don't need to change.
But it's okay to ask that. It's totally fine. Like, I get that question all the time.
You're pretty either way. Flamingo.
The gender is yes, indeed.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. Green or blue,
Man, I keep
show
hitting
off
a
your
random number.
natural hue. Flamingo.
Like a random, like, blue number for some reason.
If you're
I keep
multicolored,
not
that's
hitting
cool
the
too.
orange.
You don't need to change. It's
Okay.
boring being the same. Flamingo. Oh, 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 oh. You're pretty either way.
Wait. Honestly, I thought you were a girl. It's totally fine. It's
Either
okay.
way.
It's okay. It's totally fine. Hey, I get that all the time.
Oh, 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 oh. Pink. Flamingo. Oh, oh, oh,
Bro. Wait, what? There's the messages in here. Oof. What's that? So does Juniper? But she's actually a girl. What, do people think she's a boy? I'm confused. Okay. I really don't know what to do anymore. Nah, okay. I guess I'm just gonna try and beat this.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.なんであいつらはピンク？動物園で思ったピンク食べ物でそうなんだ実は私はたらこが大好きプラス
Can you play some Coldplay? I could probably download some. I mean, like, currently I'm just playing memes, but yeah, totally. I could do some real songs. Give me a Coldplay song. I don't really know too many, actually. I'm kind of sad. But, yeah. Thanks for joining the stream. Beepy Boopy 67890. That's a pretty great name, honestly. But give me something to look up. Yell 93. Okay. Would this be on chorus? Wait. Oh, yellow. Okay. I was really confused. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see how you messed that up. Okay, yeah. Wait, what? Yellow. Coldplay. I should probably look up Coldplay after it. Not like that. Sorry you can't see any of this. I may want to, you know, stream it like that. Okay, Coldplay Yellow. Okay. I think I found it. Yeah, it's download. I said download. Thank you. So please don't tell me it's that hard. It says apprentice. Okay, there's an easy version and all that stuff, so yeah, it's good. Just a warning, I really suck. So when is GD 2.2? I have no clue. Why would you think I know that? Okay, songs. I don't think so. What do you mean you don't think so? Oh, like it's not that hard. Oh, okay, yeah, duh. I'm in IDOT. So then we'll, scan songs. That was weird number 1. That was first weird number 1. I hate this. So it's called Yellow. There it is. So yeah, let's just hear a little bit of it. Okay. I guess I'll go with lead guitar and, like, medium. I'm gonna go with medium. Yeah, but thanks for joining the stream. I didn't really expect an actual Guitar Hero fan to be here. Like, I'm just kind of playing it for the meme, but yeah. I'm really trying to learn. I'm trying to learn expert when you were. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn expert in when you were young. Oh, okay. So okay. I was really confused when he said when you were young because I thought you were talking about me for some stupid reason. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go hard. I'm gonna go with hard difficulty. It sounds really weird. I'm gonna go hard. Never mind. Let's go with hard difficulty just so I can see. Ooh. I'm ruining this song. Oh my god. Track mute. Track mute 100%. Oh my god. I like track mute 100% because it really immerses you on how much I suck at this game.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Wish the vocals cut off too. That'd be pretty great. But that makes sense.
Yeah, they were all yellow. I came along.
But it sounds really nice.
I wrote a song for you.
Thanks for the request.
And all the things you do. And it was called Yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all.
I should probably do menu. I should probably do medium. I mean, not menu. One of my favorites. That's cool. But yeah, let's go with medium. I'm gonna change it just so we can actually hear the song for real with guitar more frequently. It's a lot easier. This and talk. Okay. I don't really know too many. Like, songs by them. I mean, like, I kinda joined this community just for memes and whatever because I saw, like, Akai, or how you ever pronounce his name, and that's, like, his YouTube channel in a nutshell. But I guess I could get on some, I guess I could get down with some actually nice music, not one too oatmeal and some shit.
I wrote a song for you. And all the things you do. And it was called Yellow. So then I took my turn.
because I have star power. Here, I'll use that.
And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turning to something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so.
Come on.
I swam across.
I can do this, but not that for some reason. I just couldn't click to the rhythm, I guess.
You.
I just wasn't in the rhythm.
Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line. I drew a line for you. Oh,
This is a
what
long song.
thing to
Compared to the
do.
ones I've done before. Probably my longest song yet.
And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turning
Maybe I should spam click. Yeah, this is working. Yeah, literally just spam clicking is working.
For you, I bleed myself.
And close to the end. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Spam clicking isn't working. What the fuck? It's like seems slightly off sync, I swear. Like not even working.
Look how they shine for you. 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 Look how they shine for you.
Okay, as long as I just kind of concentrate on when they actually land, I think I can get it.
Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do.
And click just for 1 second. Okay. I did pretty bad. Okay. That's pretty cool. Thank you for the recommendation. I really like that. Random song. What difficulty? What anything? I'm worried. Okay, strains. Have any other requests? Because I kind of don't want to play this. Help. I think it's actually... Could you do talk? Sure. What? What, Theodore? Yeah, I'm gonna look at your YouTube channel just because I'm kind of curious what it looks like. Or Brightside if it's there. Okay, I'll look. So either talk or Mr. Brightside. Oh, Mr. Brightside, duh. Huh. Do a bunch of weird things. You do like... Seems like you do PS4 streams. Yeah. I'll sub because you're nice. You seem nice. I'm gonna sub for literally no reason. Okay, so Take on Me. Ooh, that would be a good idea. But it would be probably pretty hard. Okay, so let's do... Okay, Mr. Brightside, maybe. Talk. By Coldplay? Oh, hi, Brutus. Sure. Hey, dude.
What?
Hi.
What? Hi.
I'm just
Yes.
saying hi.
Hi.
Okay, so it's not a yes?
I
Okay. I can't find it, but I guess we'll do take on me. Not
what?
take on him. Okay,
I
take
have
on
I have
me.
the best idea.
What?
So you know what? Yes.
Do you know what? Your mic keeps cutting off.
So you know what yesterday was, right?
Wasn't it the? Oh yeah, the 10th anniversary of Minecraft.
Yeah, and also Grumpy Cat died.
Oh yeah, right. Oh god damn it, I forgot about that. No, that's 3 days ago, right?
No, 1 day ago. But I
Are you
think they.
joking? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is hilarious that he died on the 10th anniversary of Minecraft, because of course he did.
What if, as a tribute, they literally put
He's so
Grumpy Cat
grumpy, he
into
still thinks.
Minecraft?
Wait, no. He's so grumpy, he thinks Minecraft is cringe still. So he just died.
Oh god. But
Literally
anyway, I have an
dies
idea.
from cringe.
I have an idea.
What?
Modded Minecraft stream.
What Minecraft stream? Oh, modded Minecraft?
Mod.
You do that.
Yes.
I'm streaming Clone Hero right now.
Oh. Why have you been doing that for like the past month?
I don't know.
Yes. Okay, why is my friend spamming me with invites to Xbox Party Chat?
I have no clue.
Okay, finally he stopped.
Thanks for help. Oh yeah. Oh, no problem. Dude, I don't even know what I'm doing.
I just got an idea.
Do you have a guitar? Hang on. Let me show you. Well, actually, I don't know why I said let me show you, because clearly I have a face cam on, but like I do not have a guitar. Sadly. But I may get one sometime soon, because my brother, he's like my half brother. He's like I think he's like 24 now. But he doesn't live here, but like he said he might be able to find because he used to play a bunch of Guitar Hero, and so he might have an old guitar he might be able to dig up. So maybe someday. Currently I'm just playing with keyboard, where how my controls are set up. Q is the green fret, W red, E yellow, R is blue, and space is orange, and then I just click to strum. So yeah, it works. But what I want to do for keys is I actually kind of want to make it all taps. Because that just makes it a lot easier. And it makes a lot more sense for keys. You know? So I don't really have to use this mouse. Like I can just
I have Clone Hero installed, but I actually never played it.
Okay. Like ASMR.
Oh, by the way, for some reason my friend gave me his stream key, and I just, yeah.
Huh. That's idiotic.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what? Oh, hi.
What?
No, nothing. Hey, Cyber
Okay.
Creeper. AKA Cody. Shh. my god, you're right. One second. This might take a second. What is just searching up now? Main vocals.
Down. Watch that I found my
Stop. Ow. Okay, we're good. This is like a Guitar Hero ripoff or something. Yeah, it is. I gotta head out. Have a nice day, though. Thank you. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. Thank you. And Nasa, thanks for subbing. I just noticed that. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So get ready for pain and suffering. Come on, just convert already. Okay, here we'll change the song name. Mine Diamonds. And what's the dude's name that made this song? I completely forgot. It's like epic Minecraft parodies or something like that. Okay. Minecraft awesome parodies. The craft in Minecraft is capitalized, by the way. He probably has a he has a is parodies like spelled incorrectly? Amazing. Genre. Epic gamer. Album. Minecraft parody of Take On Me. Sure, I give up. Safe. And then all we gotta do is these are the vocals, which is great, but I wanna hear
I'm talking away. Though I don't know what I'm to say.
Okay, that's pretty great.
It anyway.
Oh wait, I didn't even download. I'm in iDot. Okay, then there you go. And then we'll rename it to Vocals. Do I hear like ear-rape fireflies? Is that literally what I just heard? Brutus, explain yourself.
What?
Oh wait, what am I hearing in the background? Oh, okay, you're like playing Guitar Hero or something, finally.
Yes, because
Okay.
why not?
Okay, so hopefully this works. Oh gosh. There you go. Oh wait, not 1985. Oh god, wait, it's off sync. Oh my god. Oh god, a video. Oh yeah, I understand. Shit, you broke my machine. Shit. You literally broke it. Okay, now I gotta pull up chat again, thanks.
What?
Nothing. Just broke.
Okay. What's...
Okay.
Why is there a mod pack called the 1.7.10 pack? I'm scared.
1.7 what?
I'm gonna share my screen, actually.
Okay, you do that. Here, let's like make sure it syncs up. Okay, wait, let me see. Oh, okay. I guess it's just like Okay, so all we gotta do is we gotta like add a bunch more silence.
Guys.
Okay, here, let's get like the keys or something. Rhythm. This is it.
Yeah, I'm gonna install it. Actually, it looks
This
kind of
works.
good.
And then okay, it's in sync. It's in sync now.
Oh, wait.
Okay, there you go. So then
Oh my
we
god,
can export.
Wait.
As MP3.
Yay, they made a new version of Texit.
Texit? What?
Yeah, this mod pack.
What? Bro.
Wait. Oh my god. Can I be the 1000th member online on this mod packs thingy? Oh my god.
Okay, there, perfect. Wait, vocal 0? Okay, it's exporting. That's why it's being weird. Okay. Hopefully this works now. Boy, yeah. Hi, Siligilla. What?
I agree.
Okay, there, game capture. Hopefully this works now.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before
Okay, there you go.
make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Okay, we're good. Okay, here we go, boys. Finally got working. I think.
Mind this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful. Further down, what's that I found? Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds.
Okay, it's in sync. Okay, so here we go. Wait, what? Why can't I hear myself? Okay, never mind. I am not ready. That went were. Oh, it's because I'm not on taps. Okay, I'm an idiot. All taps. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're doing this for real now. I love when the lyrics are completely off.
Alright guys, I'm doing Take On Me now. Alright.
That's pretty great.
I really like this song, it sounds good. Mine in a way.
Are you sure those lyrics?
I don't know what to mine, I'll mine this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful, further down. What's that I found? Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds. I'll mine them. So I got too easy to mine with my Minecraft pickaxe and shovels. Hopefully they stay in my Minecraft chests. So I'm gonna make a lock on it. Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds. I'll mine them. So far I got 10.
I need to ask you something.
Yeah?
Like if you Octodog.
I'm alright.
I agree.
Me too.
All these diamonds, sitting carefully away.
I need to ask you another question.
What?
I need to ask you another question.
What?
Like if you Octodog.
Okay.
I need to ask you a third question.
If they might get stole from my ender chest.
Like if you Octocat.
Holy sheep, it's not mine diamonds. Mine diamonds. Now they're safe. No. Now that they're safe, diamonds, my diamonds. Thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for recommending this song.
That was amazing. Okay, here we go again. Minecraft awesome parodies.
Oh,
This dude is a god.
yes.
Oh shit, I didn't even answer this question. Well, or too late. I didn't do Detroit video for someone else to hear.
Alright guys, I'm doing Take On Me now. Alright. I really like this song, it sounds good. Mine in a way, I don't know what to mine, I'll mine this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful, further down. What's that I found? Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds. I'll mine them. So I've got to. So easy to mine. With my Minecraft pickaxe and shovels, hopefully they stay.
I give up. Bruh. Flamingo. Here we go.
Flamingo.
Wait, shit. There's still all taps. I need to change that. None.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat
Is it
too
normal little
much
taps,
and you'll
actually?
get
No?
sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Yeah.
なんであいつらはピンク？動物園で思ったピンク食べ物でそうなんだ実は私はたらこが大好きプラスエビカニ食べようピンク色になるのだ
I've
から
actually
みん
never
な
tried
違う
Minecraft mods with my new PC.
Uh-oh.
だから
And
みんな違
considering my
う
old
色
PC
人
could
間って
barely
勘違
even
い
run
してる
Minecraft
よね
at 60 FPS.
Oh. So wait, yeah. But I actually play on 144 FPS on Minecraft normally, actually.
Hmm.
Get wrecked.
white, green or blue. Show off your natural hue. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. If you're multicolored, that's cool too. You don't need to change. It's boring being the same. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. You're pretty either way. 鶴の尻尾下に向かって曲げたらフラミンゴ意味不明だけど面白いでしょ虹色に染まった世界今日も地球のどこかでエビをむしゃむしゃ食べてフラミンゴはピンク色に染まっていくぜ One, two, three
Solid, okay.
Black, white, green or blue. Show off your natural hue. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. If you're multicolored, that's cool too. You don't need to change. It's boring being the same. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. You're pretty either way. Flamingo. How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Oh yeah, hit them actually.
Show off your natural hue. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. If you're multicolored, that's cool too. You don't need to change. It's boring being the same. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. You're pretty either way. Flamingo, oh 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 oh. Pink. Flamingo, oh 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 oh.
Okay. Someone is subbing and unsubbing? Really? From my channel? Or your channel? It's not me. If it's your channel. Clearly. Sauce. Now my sub
How
count is
many
34.
shrimps do you have to eat before
Dang.
you make your skin
F.
turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Oh my god, seriously? Uh-oh. Hang on. And sub count. Okay. No. Don't care. Theodore the Rant. Select channel. Live subscriber count. There you go. Wait, now it's 34. Huh. Uh-oh. Okay. That's sad. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Casino mode. What? Heck. Oh. No. Let's look at me. Jet James not detected. Please shut up. Jet. James, there you go. Just please. There you go. I am. Live subscriber count. Why is it? Stop casino mode. Save settings. Okay. Wow, this
Sicko
is
mode.
sicko mode. I agree. Baka baka da da baka da da. Here, let's look at my statistics. Here, yeah. Let's like do this. Game capture, no. Display capture, yes. Okay, so then we'll look. Actually, let's still look at the chat. Select channel. Oh my god. Hello. No. No. Live. I've lost one subscriber. Excuse me. Video view. What the heck? Oh. Oh, this is today. Okay. See live subscribe. Wow, I've actually gained a good amount of views. Daily averages, so. Huh. I do like seeing future projections. I always found that interesting because it's like future video view. It's just going up, but like. Wait, what is it predicting? When am I gonna. Okay, subscribers milestone. What? 131 days? Until I get 1,000? GG. Let's look at video views. And see what they predict here. 250,000. Only 43 days. What about 1,000,000? Oh my god, 345 days. 2020. I'm gonna reach it's predicting I'm gonna reach 900,000 video views on April Fools of next year. Okay. Maybe it's lying because it's on April Fools.
Hi. Oh,
Similar
thank you.
channels. Similar channels. This dude was exactly 777 subs. That's pretty great.
Back.
Okay. Sort by video
Yeah.
views. Sort by social blade score.
69 views.
Okay. I actually wonder channel type. I'm not sure because it doesn't even have one. Badge of uploading. GG. You have more subscribers than the average person with a YouTube account. GG. Wait, where's that? Average subs on YouTube account. That's pretty great though. If you're okay. So please, oh my god. How high is engagement? Okay, great. I want if you have more than 100 subscribers, you are in the top. Wait, are you in the top 5% of YouTubers? Oh well. How is my channel doing? What's this? Oh, it's from creator agreement. Just try it. Wait, what's this? Check your knowledge. Oh, this is dumb. Okay, whatever. Where's the average thing? Detailed statistics. Ooh. Ooh. Views. Ooh, wow. Estimated earnings. None because I'm not monetized. Jesus Christ. In a year, I'll earn $100. That's actually pretty great. And in the last 30 days, I would have earned $10. Or to 164. Who even knows?
What if, like,
Averages.
what if the day? Wait, when can you even enable monetization?
You have to have 1,000 subs. I used to have monetization enabled because they changed because they changed the rules back in like February
Yeah,
of
I know.
last year. But you have to have 1,000 subs and in the last 12 months 4,000 watch hours.
Oh, you're actually close to it.
I'm like halfway there with the watch hours. Oh wait, I just realized
And
I need to
then
switch.
you're actually like 3/5 of the way there with subs.
Yeah? Oh wait, no, not video display. Okay, display capture off, game capture on. Okay, we're good. Or game capture on, right? Yeah, we're good. No.
なんであいつらはピンク動物園で思ったピンク食べ物でそうなんだ実は私はたらこが大好きプラスエビカニ食べようピンク色になる
Now, what is the average?
だからみんな違う色人間って勘違いしてるよね Black, white, green or blue Show off your natural hue Flamingo, oh If you're multicolored, that's cool too You don't need to change It's boring being the same Flamingo, oh You're pretty either way 鶴の尻尾下に向かって曲げたらフラミンゴ意味
Oh, I just saying from personal experience. Oh, okay. Most YouTube accounts I see have less than have 10 subs or less. Oh yeah, definitely. Then I would definitely have more. Yeah. Well, I'm probably just gonna end the stream here. I've been streaming for an hour. I might as well. Okay. I might maybe stream another time today. Just bye for now.